Another one on the list of games I've been meaning to tackle for quite some time, we have Breath of Fire. Breath of Fire was released in North America on August 10th of 1994 for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Developed by Capcom and published by Squaresoft, it was Capcom's first foray into the RPG realm. How'd they do? Well, let's find out. Breath of Fire is your traditional RPG experience for the most part. You take control of the blue-haired hero named Ryu in a world essentially split up by two feuding sectors, the Light Dragons and the Dark Dragons. The Dragon Clans are groups of people who have the ability to essentially transform themselves into powerful dragons. It's pretty sick, right? A goddess named Tyr, or Miria, or Maria depending on your translation, created the general discord amongst the groups and even encouraged the fighting to continue. Eventually, Tyr was shacked up and stored away by the Light Dragons behind a seal that can only be opened by the 6 keys scattered about the world. Flash forward, and the story begins in Ryu's village where his town is being ravaged by fire due to the oncoming attack of the Dark Dragons, specifically the Black Dragon Emperor Zog. And here we go. Breath of Fire is the definition of a hit or miss game. There are so many ideas that were well done, but not necessarily well implemented. Some of the things that set Breath of Fire apart from other RPGs that I enjoyed of the era were the unique character abilities. For example, Karn can unlock things, Ox could smash through some walls and boulders, Bo could hunt and walk through forests, and Ryu could fish for rare items utilizing rods and bait that you equip it into his item slots, and so forth. At times this could be a bit annoying having to go back and forth in your menu to switch the party positions of the person needed to execute the action, but it's an older game so you kinda have to expect that. Another thing that I was kinda surprised about was, after the first few areas, I found that the variety in the towns were quite spectacular. My two favorite towns in the game were Aurea, the shimmering city of gold, and Bleak, the odd and dark town run by thieves and cheats. However, I will say that many of the houses in these towns are completely copy and pasted and pointless. You walk in, there's nothing there, it looks the same as the other one that you were just in, and then you bounce. It's kinda disappointing. The main part besides the town design that I liked was the music of the towns. Heck, honestly the music of the game in general was quite amazing. You could really tell that it was made by Capcom given the way that the tunes and sound effects are. Many of these themes will stay in your head for quite a long time, and you really feel the Capcom behind the music. My main gripe, and I'm sure for many others regarding Breath of Fire, is its very, very poor translation. The game is translated well enough for you to understand the dialogue and have it be coherent enough to an English speaker to know what to do, but that's about it. At times there's poor grammar and misspells, albeit that's not really uncommon for any Japanese RPG of the time. But the overarching issue of the translation is the lack of detail. So many important conversations come across as shallow and matter of fact, they're almost too directly to the point without adding any drama or mystery to the conversations. It's more of a literal translation, which I feel greatly hurts the game. The game is also fairly easy and repetitive. Luckily you're given an auto battle feature and special items that could ward off enemy encounters, and you could bet your ass that I use both of these quite frequently. There's also some fairly game-breaking magic and item combinations that could seriously wreck the competition. All in all, the marble items are severely OP, as well as a dragon transformation magic for Ryu. The last battle of the game for me was a long dragon transformed auto battle bout with random stoppages for me to heal. Not very tactical. I will say though, going into my experience of Breath of Fire, I read many reviews, most of which graded this game out as good, but not great, somewhere in the 6 to 7 out of 10 range. Honestly, that's where it lands for me. Given the character quirks, cool towns, music, and overall decentness of the game, I think Breath of Fire is a solid 7. Had the translation and monotony been worked on a bit more, I think this easily could have been an 8+ out of 10 game, but alas, we have what we have. Is it worth playing through? If you want to start the Breath of Fire series or are a fan of RPGs, I say give it a try, but if you're just a casual RPG fan, you could certainly skip this one. Until next time.